Good morning, Ignite You. Once again, we're in the car. Today we're with my friend Jim Margeson, and his better half Karen couldn't make it because they're so busy. They got stuff going on. They had a customer that needed a vehicle out in Yelm?
Yes, out in Yelm.
And so Karen actually ran the vehicle to the customer doing that stuff, and Jim has to come and hang out with moi. So so we're going to take a little drive here around Lakewood. We're about an hour and a half before the meeting starts here at the casino. We're going to hit the road. So far we've had Gil Quante, we've had Angie Witten, we've had, there goes Tim Krause, I'm waving to him. Bye, Tim. We've had Kern Dillard, and today another master.
The final four.
The final four. Mr. Jimbo Margeson. There's the Voy Boy. Yeah. The Voy Boy's hitting this.
And boy.
Dude, I'm on a live video and you about ran me over. I'd like to report that was the Voy Boy in the power wagon that just about ran us off the road.
Now he's got to clean the carpets.
Hey, what's the plate number on that? I'm turning you in. 425-272-2753. He just about killed his people. I don't even think he cared. I think he was actually aiming for Jim because he likes me.
No, he likes my wife, so he wouldn't hurt me.
Yeah, he thought your wife was in the car. That's why he didn't hit us.
Exactly.
So, here's how this goes: is we have no script. We drive around in the car, and I ask my buddy Jimbo some questions. Jimbo, can I call you Jimbo?
I've been called everything, including Jamie, so it doesn't matter.
So my buddy Jimbo,
I get more aliases than you can imagine.
So I'm going to ask him the questions. He doesn't know what the questions are, which means he doesn't know how to answer them until it's time to answer them. So we're just going to get started. You guys probably saw the title of this thing, and I'm going to get to that in a second. So let me do this first. Tell me about your business. What's the name of your business? What do you do for all the people who don't know you yet? Which I think there's might be three.
Four, actually. I found a new member last week.
New member last week didn't know you.
Yep.
So what do you do?
Lakewood Transmission and Complete Auto Service. What we do is we offer customer service. Everybody fixes cars. We help people out. We take care of them, and we put the people in the bank. Eventually we'll get paid for it, but right now it's just building the customer base and clientele and changing our whole goal is changing the atmosphere of auto repair.
Nice. How long have you had it?
We've had it now for 2 years and 4 months.
And when you bought it, it was just simply Lakewood Transmission because that's all they did was transmissions, right?
Yes.
So that's probably one of the things that you are having to, we actually had a call came in, so I bet you that was an Ignite You travel call that was coming in for my wife to book a cruise. So I'll bet you we went blank for a second.
Sweet. It's kind of like our mind's empty.
So it was Lakewood Transmission and Complete
Auto Service.
Auto Service. Okay. So now we know that one. You've had it for 2 years, 4 months, and you've been in the automotive business for like 95 years, haven't you?
Well, half of that almost. This August will be 41 years in the Complete Automotive Service in the Puget Sound here.
How can you be in for, oh my gosh, 41 years?
Yeah, 41 years right here in the Puget Sound.
I just turned 40 in January. That's just crazy. You've been in this business longer than me.
So now it's what I do, and that's why when I bought this business, my wife and we decided to bring in other services and people that can do the other services so the customers don't have to bounce around through town. They can come to one stop and get it all done. Speaking
of your wife, the question I always get is how did you go about snagging such a younger woman?
I use great bait.
So everyone's assuming that Karen is about 25 years younger. Is that about right?
Close.
All right. I knew you were going to go with that because Karen will probably be watching this at some point going, you better say that. All right. So let's get on with it. Let's get on with the good stuff here. Actually, that was all good stuff.
Yeah.
The more we talk about Karen, the better off we are anyway. So,
absolutely. Good subject.
So how long have you been a member of Ignite You?
We joined in 2016. The very end of October.
Okay.
So we started being active in November.
Okay. So we're like 15 months into it.
Yes.
Tell me, did you have any networking experience before that? Were you in your other previous 41 years of complete automotive, did you do networking groups? Were you involved in stuff?
No, in fact, it was our plan when we bought the business was first settle it down, fix some internal problems, and change the direction. And then in 2016, I sat down with Karen and I said, Rose Mednick, she's a friend of mine. I've been doing business with her for years. Keeps telling me I got to go to this group. And so finally we decided to go. Of course, the day we show up, Rose didn't show up, so we're at a loss, have no idea what to do. And we joined that day, and ever since then we're there constantly because we realize that this is what we got to do to help promote our business, but more importantly, let people know in the community that we're doing something different owners, and that was the only way we're going to do it is by ourselves out talking about it.
So did you join because of the phenomenal sales pitch at the end of the meeting that I do?
I joined because of the energy in the room. I got in there and go, okay, I can play with this. This will be fun, and meeting people, and it wasn't stuffy. It was, everybody's approachable.
And at that point, you had never done any networking, so you had no background to be able to walk in the room and you were an expert networker and you knew what to say. None of that.
None. Never done it in my life.
And you and Karen came together, right?
We did. And
I'm going to assume that she had the same impression that you did about wanting to join, because obviously you guys joined right away.
Yes.
So no background for networking. Give me those numbers. We'll get the totals here in a second. Give me the numbers you had for the first 2 months. So they would have been November, December of 2016. What did you generate in revenue for Lakewood Transmission in those 2 months?
What surprised us right out of the gate, the first 2 months, we did $6,300 in business with members from Ignite You that we would have never met had we not been there.
Wow, $6,300. And then 2017, you kind of cranked it.
We did. 2017, it just kept on going. One of the things that we didn't do efficient was track through our computer. So all we can do is Karen spend a day and a half printing out our customer list, cross-checking it to Ignite You members and referrals, and we still tracked, even though we know we missed some, 68,500.
So $68,500 in 2017, which is a conservative number because you know you missed some in there.
Exactly. Or we have some customers that will come from Ignite You, but they'll use our Valpak mailer coupon because it can save them even more money, and then we accidentally put them in that way. So if Karen didn't pull their name out, those are the ones that slid through. Gotcha.
And then how's your 2018 starting out? You got a month under the belt now with January?
Yeah, 2018, we've got some stuff in progress, but until it's finalized, we didn't count it. We're at $7,100 as of this morning in 2017. Or excuse me, 2018.
So if you just kept going in January, or for the rest of the year like you are this year, or this month, right, you'd be at $85,000 for this year, up from $68,500 last year.
Yes, back 85,200, and January is typically a quieter month for us, so I anticipate through the summer months we're going to be that much busier. So
the total in 15 months with zero networking experience, zero, $81,900 conservatively, because we know we've missed some there, yep, to Lakewood Transmission. Is that number right?
That is correct. Karen's tracked it by name, by dollar, by invoice, and it's huge. And if I joined and you told me that I can help get you this much money in 15 months, I'd have said, bull crap, but let's try it. So
tell me, since you don't have any experience and you didn't know what you were doing,
still doing.
What is it? What's the secret sauce? What do you attribute that to? How did that happen? If you don't know what you're doing, how did you make that happen? $81,900 in 15 months.
It's the same philosophy I use in life, and I use it to get my wife from Canada down here, which is a whole other story. consistency and being all in and being committed, not just interested in it. I was committed. So when we signed up, I said, we're going to do this, make it happen. Of course, I learned that we can get free memberships, so we paid 1 month's membership, and within 2 weeks we had 2 other members join, so we didn't have to keep paying for it.
Hold on. Okay, we're gonna pick this up in a second. So, what you're telling me too is, in 15 months, you've paid for 1 month of membership.
Yes.
So you have paid $49. Now I'm not going to count like when you come to the casino and eat, because you'd be having breakfast or lunch anyway.
Right.
So you've paid a grand whopping total of around $49 to generate $81,900 in 15 months.
Not a bad return.
So let me do this one again. What the? Oh my gosh, that is sick. So by the way, folks, we're here again at Classy Chassis. They sponsor this leg of the trip because what we do is we go through and I have this cool unlimited car wash thing that I pay $39 a month for, and you can come through as often as you want. They're gonna have these cool. It's gonna look like Vegas, but they also give me these cool coupons that I present to our riders here. And so today, Mr. Jim Margeson gets this free car wash coupon from our friends here at Classy Chassis. They're awesome. So I'm going to present that to you, this official ceremony.
Oh man, that's
pretty awesome.
You see my truck, it's ready.
Yeah, so bring that back, come through. So these guys are awesome here at Classy Chassis. And I know from last week when we brought Karen Dillard through, I was waiting to get all the way through before we talked, and everyone said, my wife was telling me that you guys can hear me until we get to this one certain point. So we're going to keep talking as we go through. And this lady's going to come and get our thing here in a second. But, okay, so let's get back to...
well, I was going to say, last week we could hear everything until you got your hair blow dried. Then it was really loud.
So we just hit this thing that you paid $49 to generate $81,900. And I just about fell out of my chair here, my seat. So before I cut you off, you were talking about how you did it was consistency. You're all in. There was a third one I missed it. What was it?
Well, it's being committed.
Committed.
You're either interested in doing something or you're committed to doing it. And we're committed to doing what we want to do, and that is make the community have a good place where they can come in, get their car worked on, have a great experience, and knowing that should something happen, we're right there for you and take care of it. Customer service is what we do, and again, that's why Karen's not here. We need to deliver a vehicle to Yum, and she said I'll go because she's also camera shy.
So committed, consistent, and all in. You know, Angie Witten actually said all in. That she went all in too. Good morning, sunshine.
Do you need an air freshener, Dasher?
Sure, everything. Load me up. Whatever you just said.
New car, vanilla, or black ice?
New car. They're awesome here at Classy Chassis.
Yes, they are. So Karen, for $39 a month, gets unlimited car wash.
Thank you.
Me, for $49 one time, I got $81,900 worth of business. So I'm not sure that he's the guy to say, look how smart I am.
He's obviously got a better deal. But these guys are awesome. Classy Chassis is awesome.
They are. I've been here before, and they do a wonderful job. I will say also that just showing up to the meetings, that's the first step, but you got to be engaged. You'll notice that Karen and I are constantly engaged. If I'm not there or she's not there, it's because we're out of state. Otherwise, that's job one, is to be there and talk to people.
So let's talk about that. That's showing up, because that's been a consistent theme. Whenever I ask people in the car about their success, the number one thing they always say, and you just said it too, was you got to show up. Because if you don't show up, nothing else matters.
Exactly.
So even what I tell people in boot camp, even if you show, even if you show up and don't even say anything, you're better than not showing up at all.
Yeah, at least you get a presence.
Yeah, someone's going to see your face, and you'll get known as the guy who doesn't talk or whatever. But so let's talk about that showing up. How we have a Tuesday meeting, we have a Friday meeting.
Right.
How often do you guys show up?
Tuesday and Friday.
Every Tuesday and every Friday.
Every Tuesday, every Friday.
Has it been that way since you joined?
Yes.
Every Tuesday, every Friday, unless you're out of town.
Every Tuesday and Friday.
And what's your mode of operation? So when you go, do you have? Last week, Karen Dillard talked about he has an agenda. His agenda is he wants to pour into somebody. He wants to have someone else pour into him, and he wants to make one new connection. Do you have an agenda? Do you have a when you go into it, an idea of what you want to accomplish?
I don't have a separate agenda because my agenda is the same when I get up every morning, and that is see how many people I can affect their lives, their day, and change their day, get them positive, charged up, and going forward. Our biggest thing, as you notice, Karen and I are always at the door, no matter what, ever since the boot camp we went through. And though it's nice to go do individual networking, we network right at the door with everybody. We get first shot. And we get a chance to set the tone and get people in the right mindset. In fact, there's been 4 people that my wife has escorted back out the door, had a talk with them, said, now come in and be excited.
Really?
Yeah. The look on their face just blows me away. It's so cool.
That's awesome. So we're gonna go through this car wash. We're gonna speak up a little bit here to make sure you can all hear us.
Yep.
So how do you think being at the door, because you guys are there every time now, whether anybody else is there with you or not.
Right.
And the door thing is such a cool thing, gang, because you get a chance, like he was saying, you get a chance to meet everybody. Every single person that comes in the room, they get a chance to meet, hey, Angie Guy, hey, Justin.
Every new member that comes in, they got that lost look on their face. We introduce ourselves, who we are, and then we usually escort them up to you or Sherry so that they feel comfortable and welcome.
Listen to this one. It's dark in here. Wow, we just went dark.
Yeah.
Where's all my...
Clap your hands.
They don't have the cool lights. They don't have the cool Vegas lights. They didn't come on.
Here they are.
No, they're not. That's just the cool color there. Okay, so I want you to hear this. These are the nuggets that we always have in the car. Okay, that is the cool lights.
Yep.
So what he just said was being at the door. What I said was you get to meet everybody, right? You get to see everyone when they come in the room. What he added to that, hold on.
I wonder how big if the sunroof was
He has to open. Swoosh. What Jim added to this, and it was, this is gold. This is gold, people. He said he gets to meet every single new guest when they come into the room. Jim and Karen meet every new guest that comes into that room before I do, before Sherry does, before any of you do. They are the very first people that our new guests get to meet. That is right there. I want you to hit this one right here. That's an $81,900 tip. $81,900 tip that he gets to meet every single new guest that comes in the room before anybody else. He gets to shake everyone's hand when they come in. He gets to help set the context. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, if you're picking up when I'm laying down there, you might want to hang out at the door with Uncle Jimbo because it's working. So, wow, that was... We could literally, Jim, I'm not kidding you, we could stop right here, end the video, and that would be enough. That would be the gem right there. Hold on a second. Downtown Bobby Brown. Love you, brother. All right, we're back. Wow, that is just golden.
It's one of the things that Karen and I enjoy the most because you can tell a new member the look on their face because they're not there with the person that got them in. So they're like, is this the right place? I've had a few people come up and they go, this has got to be Ignite You. I've heard about it, never been here, but this is exciting. And because Karen and I are always out there, even if the music isn't loud enough, we create our own in our head and we're bouncing around. And that, I think that helps with the retention of new guests as well.
I agree.
We're the first ones. We like giving hugs instead of shaking, but if they're a little standoffish, we'll shake hands and just walk them to the group and who we are. So yeah, that's been kind of our little niche that we get to groom in and say, hey, this is who we are. Now when they hear our name, they go, oh, that's the people we heard at the door.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this one then. As far as the energy of the room when we're getting ready to start a meeting, what's the difference in the energy of the room if it's just you and Karen at the door versus if we have 15 or 20 people at the door and we got the music pumped up and you come into that reception line. What's the difference? What's the vibe? What are the guests? What do they feel when they walk in? Or not even not only the guests, but what do the other members feel? What's happening? Give me the vibe there.
Well, it's the energy. When we have an actual gauntlet that people come through and we're excited, and when we're doing the woo, the Ric Flair shout out, people get energized. They come in and they want to be part of it. In fact, a lot of people will go in, they'll sit their stuff down, and they want to join us to be part of the excitement, and that gets the energy at the tables. And then when we're at tables, we're not just talking about our business, we're talking about exciting things, and we're reaffirming why we're all there because it works for us. I get very discouraged when I hear people tell me that it's not working for them, and I ask them why, and they say, I'm not getting any results. And then I ask, well, what are you doing to get the results in the room? Are you being energized, being part of it, or are you just sitting at the table hoping that somebody at your table is willing to come talk to you and do business with you? So for us, it's being engaged, but it's really going after it constantly, and that's it's become our lifestyle. I've never done it in the past. I've always been behind a counter or riding around overseeing multiple locations, and for me, I just find it's exciting to just engage with people all day. In fact, people stop by the shop and they'll see I'm hanging out in the lobby. I ain't doing nothing but just talking to customers,
right on.
Engaging, finding out what brought them here and how can we improve to bring them back even more.
Nice. And the funny part about that gauntlet that Jim was talking about, it does create so much energy, and that's all. We're all about creating the energy in the room for the members, but also those new guests when they walk in. We want that there has to be a wow factor. And the other, we have some people who don't like it that I have the music so loud, and Jim and Karen are back there going, turn it up, and why they're telling me to turn it up is they understand it's feeding the energy. And I'm gonna give you a little super secret tip that I've never shared with anyone on why I keep the music up, and it does feed the energy. Here's what happens. Number one is you got that music pumping through your veins and people are dancing. That's a really good thing when you get people dancing around there, because you can tell right away that it's not your ordinary networking group, right? But here's the thing. When it's louder like that and you're talking to somebody, you have to speak louder so that you can hear each other. Now, some people are thinking that's a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Because if you have to speak louder, it means you have to project more, and you are infusing more energy into the room. So in that initial phase, when we're ramping up to get to the networking, in the pre-networking, I want you guys actually having to where you have to raise your voice to be able to communicate, because that's the energy. You guys are pumping the energy into the room because you're talking louder. And so Jim's back there, pump it up, and I want to match Jim's energy, because those guys are way up here, because they are setting the tone for the entire meeting. So let me ask you this one.
I wanted to add to what you just said.
Go ahead.
And that is, if you're saying it louder, you start to believe yourself what you're saying, and it just feeds, and it's more convincing to other people. You can sit there and talk quietly about what you're doing, but nobody hears it. When you're into it, all of a sudden you're excited, and then you believe it yourself.
He's a smart cookie. He's one of the smartest guys that I have in the car with me right now. Right? He actually could be the smartest guy in the car with me right now. We're getting that sun coming here. Whoop!
Yeah, look at that.
We turned into the sun.
I'm so bright, I'm shining.
That's right. So tell me, when someone's in the room,
yes.
Obviously, so your thing was you showed up, that was half the battle. And then you had to be able to do something in the room so people remembered who you were when you were able to draw them into your location and do business. What's the next step for people? What do they do once they're there?
Well, I got outside of my comfort zone, because I'm very reserved and study and listen, and I become more forward, introduce myself, find out what they do, but more importantly, find out, is there anything I can do to make their day better and help them along the path, or understand the room they're in.
How do you do that?
Simply by engaging with them. I ask them questions like, who brought you here when they're new, and they tell me, and I says, great, you found the right place. Are you looking to expand your business, or are you just looking for a place to come hang out? They're like, well, expand my business. Great. Then here's all you got to do. Come prepared, network, talk to people, sell yourself, not your business. People do business with people, and they're not going to come to you because you have this cool name of a business that might get them in the door, but they're going to do business with you because you're a person, and all people want is trust, honesty, comfort of knowing that this is going to be a great relationship.
I love those questions you ask. And you know what I just realized was when we get to the sales pitch at the end, we really want to have it so that they're pretty much already sold.
Right.
And so it starts. There's a J-Dog going down the street.
Yes,
I bet he's headed to the casino.
He is.
A lot of that starts with the questions you're asking people when they come in. You know, are you looking to expand your business just to hang out? You're actually, because I don't ask those questions. That's really funny. You're asking things that I don't, and so it's helping them pre-qualify themselves, and then they feel the energy in the room. Then they get to network, and then we get to that sales pitch, and they've pretty much already decided whether they're in or out.
Right.
But that's all started with you and Karen, and wow, what an amazing transition and resource to have. So the other thing that you talked about was that you're normally kind of a more quiet, reserved, shyer guy.
Right.
That you come out of that shell, and Angie Witten said the same thing. She does the same thing. So is it like you have to put on a different persona while you're there? Do you have to? Some people would say, so you're a fake dude. I mean, how do you come out to? I mean, is it just that you're asking those questions, and so it also engages you because you're engaging them? Is that how it works?
Well, it engages me, but again, getting out of your comfort zone means you're committed to something, and if you keep doing what you've always done, you're always going to get what you've always got.
Wow.
And knowing that if I keep sitting back, I can't wait for things to happen. I need to make them happen. And so I'm very comfortable with what we do now, but it was outside of my normal. And now my normal is to be out forward in a group, in the public, and engage with total strangers, not even thinking about it. So it's a life-changing thing, as well as helping your career and helping your business. And our crew feeds off it. Yesterday, my mind was busy. I walked in the door and I didn't have my normal smile on. One of my guys pulled me aside and said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." He goes, "You having a bad day?" And I said, "No, I'm having a great day." He goes, "Well, it didn't look like it." I said, "I apologize. I had something on my mind at the moment." And so that's the effect everybody has on everybody, is if you're engaged, don't just sit back and wait for things to happen, because it never will.
Right.
You have to make it happen. You have to affect people, and then you'll find that once you do, they go out and affect more people.
Yep.
And it's just contagious.
Yep.
And it really does pay off. It's the key to our success has been changing the culture of the business and making it more personable, being approachable. Customers love it when Kirsty says, "Hey, here's one of the owners. You want to talk to him?" And they're like, "Well, sure.
Wow.
Why not?" You know, and I'm like, "I'm just a regular dude, you know, but cool. Let's talk."
Right on. Let me ask you this one. You've used that. They just got in a wreck right there.
Ouch, yes.
Oh.
Battery fell on the ground.
Hey, Kevin House.
Yeah.
I wish I had a card. Yeah, they just got in a wreck right now.
I want to share something with you that went through, and it was really funny. It wasn't an official one-on-one. I requested a visit from one of our members, Nicole Watchman from Evergreen Financial.
Uh-huh.
And I requested her to come out because I wanted to talk to her about doing some business to help my business. And when she showed up, her and I spent probably an hour just talking back and forth about her life, my life, what's going on, our business. And it was just a wonderful, casual conversation. And then at the end, it took less than 15 minutes for us to do the business part. And when Nicole was at the meeting, she says she has her first one-on-one, but it wasn't really a one-on-one, was with me, and she felt that all we did is talk about stuff, and then we did business, and was kind of confused. And my wife Karen happened to be talking to her and says, "No, that's how it's supposed to be. Just we determine we want to do business with you, and because of that, we're doing business. The business piece is like you can get business anywhere.
Yeah.
So you tripped that up in my mind. I just want to share that the importance of dealing with people.
Yep.
The business always comes.
It's growing the family.
It is.
Let me ask you this one, and we're coming back towards the casino, so we're going to be wrapping it up. But you've used this word commitment a lot, and I love that word. It's one of my favorite words. And there's always times when I wish that I was more committed to some projects that I'm working on, to finish them faster and all that kind of good stuff. So I just love the fact that you use the word. How important is it in your mind that we're committed to sharing Ignite You with other business owners? How does that work? How does it impact? How do we, if there's no commitment there, we're going to be the same size or get smaller? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, that's what separates you and Sherry with Ignite You from all the other groups out there. I've had so many people trying to recruit me in, and as I ask questions, I realize that there's no value for me. You guys are committed to helping all the members. That's why we're doing this right around. I didn't pay you any extra to say, hey, come on and help promote my business. You're committed to helping each and every one of us be successful. And granted, it helps show how our program works, but it really helps our individual businesses. And there's a definition. People are interested or committed. Interested, they'll do what they can to make it work. If you're committed, you'll move heaven and earth to get where you're committed to. You won't let any obstacle in your way. And that's what I appreciate with you guys, is you are committed to helping each and every member be successful and helping the group continue to grow. And that's by pure definition what you're doing.
And I as I was asking that question, the one thing that was really on my mind about sharing Ignite You with other business owners so we can grow the family and have more connections made and stuff. Here's the bottom line, and I actually get a little emotional about it, because I think it's pretty amazing how this works. But I think there's a person in this equation that I really want to come back to. We kind of hit on it in the very beginning, and then we're going to wrap it up with this person, because without this person, nothing else happened. And that's Rose Mednick. Mm-hmm. And so Rose was the one that told you about Ignite You, said you got to come do this thing, you got to come check it out, and you checked it out. And she wasn't there for that first one. But had she not said, this is a good group, you got to go check it out. I'm just driving around the parking lot trying to find a spot that I want to be in. Had she not said that, you would have been out right now $81,900 from when she had told you should come check it out.
Yep.
And I look at that, and there's a lot of stories that we're getting in IU of people having some massive success, and the thing was, most of them were introduced to it from people just like Rose Mednick. And I just think that being out there and sharing with people it's the lifeblood, and it's not. I look at it in two ways. Number one, it helps Ignite You grow so we have more connections. But I think about how would Jim and Karen's business be different right now with $82,000 less? Would they have the same number of employees? Would they have to scale back? Were they able to hire one more individual because of that? And you tile that back and go, you know what? Without Rose Mednick doing that and just opening her mouth and inviting, their business might have looked very different. I don't know. And I really think that as Ignite You members, we need to start looking at the other business people out in the community and go, look, we don't know where they're at and what situation, but we need to make that introduction because we know what kind of results they can have. But if we're not the ones to open our mouths and tell that story, well, it's kind of our fault if maybe, they don't have those results. We need to get out there and tell that story more. And so I know you guys tell that story whenever you can.
Yes.
And I'll bet you even after this, we talk about it, I bet they're going to even go do it more. And now they can even share that story. So when they're talking with people, one of the best ways to even talk to people when they say, well, you know, you tell them about Ignite You and they say, well, I don't know, maybe I'll check it out, whatever. But now Jim and Karen can say, here's how it really works. You can say, look, I don't know if it would work well for you. All I know is in 15 months, it generated $81,900 for us. The conversation is over at that point because he's got a great story to share. And so when you have that story, I would just ask that you go tell that story to everybody you can. Maybe on our next one, I'll tell you a story about Nick Baker from Voy, who had told me about, you know, without Ignite You, he'd be out of business right now.
Right.
And it's a little bit longer. I don't want to go into it right now, but man, this has been fun.
It's been a blast. It's always a good time riding around with you.
This dude just, I mean, here's what I love about him and Karen, about Jim and Karen, is that they run an awesome business. They are beyond valuable members of the Ignite You family. But they have become, in the last 15 months, very good friends of ours. You know, we've done some things out where we're out camping in RV parks and
that was a good time.
Yeah,
too,
doing crazy stuff, and I can't wait till summer comes around because I know we're going to do more of it. But they are just awesome people. If you guys, we have some awesome automotive people in our group.
Yes, we do.
With Kern and Pete and Rick and these guys, and so and Kern said the same thing last week. Said he would, in a heartbeat, take his own vehicle to anyone else in the group. And so I just want to give a shout out to everyone else in the group, but in particular, this guy right here, Jim Margeson, his wife Karen. I wish he could have been with us. They do a great business. They will take care of your vehicle, and he's helping take care of Ignite You, our group growing, and we appreciate it. So, hey, we're going to go back into the casino now, where it looks like we're about 11:15, and we're going to go rock another show. Jim and Karen will be at the door. Is Karen coming?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go pick her up right after this.
Oh, she's leaving here to go get her. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the music and stuff. He's going to go get Karen. They're going to come back. We'll see you guys in here. We'll have this up on YouTube, too. So if you want to share that with any of your business colleagues. By the way, we had a guy sign up last week from Edward Jones who said he went onto our page and watched the videos of, I think, Kern and Gil, or maybe Angie.
I think it was Angie and
watched those videos and said, that's a place I got to be. Yep. So sharing those out works. So, guys, if you haven't met Jim and Karen yet, you have to. I don't know how you can come to a meeting and not. They're the first ones there, right? Yep. But spend some time, sit down with them. Thanks, boss. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Love you.
Appreciate your time. This is awesome. Thank you, guys. Make sure to show up, be engaged, get committed. That's the secret.
I love it. We'll see you guys in there in a few minutes. Love you all. Bye-bye.